Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. This package says it's from Ketuo, which means probably in coordination with Reich in some capacity, which means whatever's inside will be very interesting. The last few, if you are not caught up to speed, the last 5 knives that I have received from either Ketuo or Reich Ketuo or however they're doing that, have all been really wild. So I'm very interested to find out what is in this package. Thank you so much to Ketuo/Reich for sending this in. Whatever it is, I will try to link it right down in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay. Here we go. It's not an overly heavy package. Not that that ever really means anything. Okay. KT Illusion. I'm starting to remember. Yes. Yes. Remember. KT Illusion. Okay. Well, that's what will be linked down below. And what do we have here? Ooh. Certainly a fancy looking knife. That's no doubt there. And also on the larger side. Nice machining, typical of Reich. That's what they like to do. We have an extended backspacer. And I think probably it's to guard your finger from the blade. Probably. That, or maybe it's just styling. So, interesting. This is a front flipper only. Yeah, because there's nothing to get your hands on there. Oh, okay. That's a pretty nice looking blade. That wasn't, the reason I'm laughing is because that's not what I was expecting. Woo, baby. Wow, look at that polish. Holy moly. Wow. Listen, now I know people are going to say, ew, recurve. Yeah, I know. Ew. I don't like recurves either. But look at this. Oh, God. Please. Reich, this finish is beautiful. Let's do this. You'll have to, I'm still in a cutoff from the gym. I just realized like I have there's like a full reflection of me. Yeah, let's do more of this on like everything. God, look at that contrast here. So we actually have 3 different finishes. We have this, whatever you want to call this, very high machine polish, and maybe, I don't even know. Then we have a standard machine satin with, it's like a horizontal, so maybe that's, a lot of times people label that as hand rub. Depends on whether or not it's actually done by hand, right? So I'm going to call this machine satin until I know better. And then we have what appears to be a blasted finish inside here, and then back to the machine finish. That is very, very nice looking. That is not what I expected to come out of there. That's what she said. Wow. I was like, oh man, it's going to be a boring one. This is one of those situations where I looked at the handle and thought, okay, the handle's like typical Reich busyness, and they're showing off and, doing the cool machining and everything. If you're not familiar with Reich, they are clearly bored with like, if someone's like, hey, can you make like the ultimate user knife? I'm sure that question would just bore them to death. Of course they can. But they're right. So they don't make normal knives. They don't make regular knives. Like standard utility is something that is so unbelievably common. It no longer requires ultimate wisdom to seek out. Every company on earth is capable of making a standard, straightforward, utilitarian folding knife or fixed blade that is purpose-built for either a wide variety of things, or it's, specific to something, that would aid somebody with a certain professional occupation, right? No, Reich is clearly bored with that. They say, nope, pass. We're going to do crazy stuff because we can, because we are able to. And I'm sure glad that they do, because otherwise the world would be full of buck 110s and Opinels and barf times 1,000. I would just barf myself to death living in that world. I don't think I could do it. I don't know. I'd honestly rather jump into a swimming pool full of coleslaw, I think, than live in that world. But Anyways, yeah, that's really crazy. I don't like that they put illusion on the blade. Right? Don't put the name of the knife on the knife. Don't do that. Don't do that. Have you ever driven by somebody in a Camaro and the windshield says Camaro? God, that is dumb. Oh, God, my chest hurts because of how dumb that is. It's so dumb. Like, it already says on the car that it's a Camaro. Number one, it's the most recognized. It's one of the most recognizable American cars, right? It says Chevy and Camaro all over the damn thing. And then whoever bought it was like, you know what, to make it look better, just to make sure that everybody knows if I put Camaro across the window. Why? Don't do that. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Maybe you have a Camaro that says Camaro, right, on it. And you're like, that makes me feel bad. Let me ask you, does the side of the car say Camaro? Does your license plate say Camaro? Do the rims say Camaro? Do you got it laser engraved on the exhaust tips? You open it up in your wallet and you get your ID and your name's Camaro from Camaro Town, Camaro. Like, why? Just, come on. The redundancies are insane. But anyways, don't, sorry, I got to get it back together. Don't put the name of the knife on the knife. Well, presumably we know that because we bought it, right? So it's just weird and it takes away from the aesthetic. But this is a good looking knife. Definitely. M390 titanium. And then we have, which is just commonplace now. Like that's almost like yeah, great. It's M390 titanium. That's really not the part that we're going to focus on, but fine. That's good. That's what people expect. Truthfully, the part for me that is going to be the selling point for a lot of people is certainly the blade. Now this is a recurve, which certainly has its advantages in terms of drawing material into the curvature, but this is actually a recurve tanto, so how beneficial that is day to day, probably not very, but again, it doesn't look like they were going for the ultimate utility knife. It looks like they were doing the typical right thing and having fun. What I'm going to take away from this unboxing and first impressions is, because that's what this is. This is not a review, guys. You can't trust a reviewer who just opens a knife out of a box and just is reviewing it. Like, what are you watching? Come on, you gotta wait. He's got, whoever they are, he or she has to spend time with it before they can give you an honest opinion. Come on now. You're better than that. You owe it to yourself. Quality reviews. like mine. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this will cost. Reich has been kind of all over the place. Some of their stuff has been reasonable and some of it has been a little bit high. I'm going to weigh it real quick. Down the road, you will get a full comprehensive review, but not today because I've spent zero time with it other than just looking at it and commenting on how shiny it is. Not bad. 4.06 ounces. We should probably also measure it, right? Okay. What is this? Okay. Overall length, 8 1/4. Blade length, 3.65. Cutting edge, 3.35. Pretty good. Is this a little choily? Yeah, it is. I didn't even notice. Got a little forward choil. This is a nice knife, guys. The action is very good. And, if you're going to buy a knife that's front flipper only, they've got that tuned correctly. That is gorgeous. Reich, ridiculously underrated. Absolutely, I would say top 3 most precision OEMs on earth. In fact, I would be judging all of their stuff. It would be really hard not to put them at number 1, just looking at what they're capable of doing. There are some other companies that have made some amazing stuff, right? But Riot no longer sits alone. Riot is still making some incredible stuff, and they're clearly one of the most capable OEMs on earth. But they do not sit alone with the golden crown upon their heads anymore. No, you have 3 or 4 people tugging at it from different corners. And Reich, for people who don't know, holy moly. I've got a lot of good examples from Reich on this channel if you want to have that statement backed up. So you can Google or YouTube Metal Complex Reich and find some of this stuff. But pretty amazing. Okay, full review coming a few weeks down the road. I am pretty backed up on unboxing content, so expect it to be a bit, but I will get to it. Please Make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.